Hello everyone, what's up? How you doing? I know I didn't record last week, and this is supposed to be a weekly update. So this is week 2 and 3 of the updates. So that's what we're doing. How are you guys doing? I'm a little sick right now. I don't know if you can tell or if you can hear it, but if you can, I am sorry. But also, it's fine. It's whatever. So, reading wise, things have not been doing so good. And today, I definitely want to talk about like mental health stuff. I'll talk about reading first in case you don't want to hear about that. And then I'll talk about what I've been watching and things like that and life things, But we'll focus on the reading first because, first and foremost, this is a reading channel when I do read. So I think before I finished volume 24 of One Piece, but I reread the end of volume 24 of One Piece. So officially starting volume 25, hopefully sometime today, I will continue into One Piece. And it is daunting, and I think that I get a little anxious about that it is such a daunting series. It's just so long, but it's so enjoyable. But there are so many things to read and talk about, and I do have a manga channel. It's very hard to keep up because I don't read manga as often, even though I do really enjoy it. So there was that.
Igor, do you have something to say?
And then I have been reading Ruin. My bookmark is so thick, but I have been reading it on physically, and I have been reading it on Kindle. I think that, so I'm 60% through, and I think that partly because this has taken me so long to read, just because I've had reading slumps while reading this book, I need to take a step back and not make it my main book that I'm reading. I don't know how people work out reading multiple books at one time, and it's kind of a new concept for me, but here's what I'm going to try to do, is that I'm going to try to have a couple main books that I'm reading, and then something like this that is for some reason taking me such a long time can maybe be like my nighttime read that I read on my Kindle before I go to bed, and read like a chapter or two each night or something like that to keep me going, but not like I'm in a rush to finish the book, to finish the series, or what have you. Just realized my light was kind of far. Maybe that fixed things. Maybe nothing has changed. I don't know. All right. So yeah, I'm still enjoying Ruin. I think that it's just long, and that for some reason my reading skills are just not great. They haven't been great for some reason, I feel like. And I have a hard time reading the battle scenes and trying to follow them. And I constantly reread because, and maybe it's part of the OCD of like feeling like I have to get every single little detail while I'm reading. But I have been reading this so slow, and I've been rereading, especially when it comes to the battle scenes. I keep rereading, and it is very taxing. Which this is like a non-problem, right? But just for my experience of reading, it's just one of those things where I think it'll be better for me to not make it my main focus, because it has been my main focus, and I haven't been reading multiple books at one time. So for months, I've just been trying to finish Ruin, and it's just not working out for me. So I will make it my nighttime read. I will read it at night. Okay, so for my two main reads that I will have, and I want to try to formulate it this way too: have a main ebook read and have a main physical read. So the physical read would basically just be during the day when I can see with the lights on, or if it's nighttime and I'm in whatever room where there's an overhead light, but not to get the book light is just cumbersome. Okay, but Empire of Silence is the main read for my physical reading when I really want to pick up a physical book and strain my eyes to read the little words. Just kidding, it's actually not. It's not that bad. And then Kindle, just when I want to read on the Kindle, I'll be reading Mercy, Tears of the Fallen. I have talked with Chance about this book, and Empire of Silence I'm reading with Tom Orange, and hopefully we'll be able to read it similarly paced. I don't really know, because I'm very slow at reading and he's doing the audiobook, so we'll see how that goes, but I am hoping for a wonderful conversation. I'm glad that I am not the last person on the earth to be reading Empire of Silence, so that's great. And I am very excited about Mercy, Tears of the Fallen, and I think I just need to pick up books that I'm really excited to read, and books that will have me be part of conversations, because it's the best part about reading for me. It's not a hobby that is a by myself hobby, and a lot of people who read are introverts, like read as an active hobby in their life. And me being an extrovert, like it motivates me to read when I think about the conversations I'm going to have with people because of the books. And so I think that I'm more motivated to read these two books right now than I am with Ruin, because Ruin has just been like the John Gwyn journey for me has been a journey by myself, because everybody has already finished reading The Faithful and the Fallen, or they have read some sort of series by John Gwyn. And, you know, they've either read Faithful and the Fallen or they've read The Shadow of the Gods. I don't know, The Mercy of the Gods, like that series. They've either read that series. And it's like either they have read The Faithful Fallen or they read the other one, and we still can't talk because they're not necessarily similar. And other than like talking about John Gwyn's writing style, which I really enjoy, like don't get me wrong, I think I just need a change up, because it's just like if I were to sit here and read The Lord of the Rings over and over again, I'd get really tired of the writing style because I'm just reading the same thing over and over again. I mean, same thing with shows and things like that. You gotta switch it up. You gotta change it up. And you know what? I'm actually going to go off on a tangent. I don't even care. But I am a person that really enjoys change. And I know that is, I feel like even in my generation, like that is not a common thing. Like I like changing up where the furniture is at. If it's not in what I feel is the most optimal space, I like changing up the furniture. When I would go home from school or drive to school, I wouldn't like taking the same route every day. I would like changing it up, because I just don't like the monotony of things. And maybe that's my problem with Ruin, is that every time if in my brain I'm only reading one book and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna read, oh, but I have to read the same book that I've been trying to read for months and there's no change, then I'm probably just stuck in the monotony of the, you know, whatever I'm reading at the time. So I think that I got a little introspective there, and that's kind of where that's at. That's basically it for my reading updates. Like, I've not been reading, basically. But those are my thoughts on my reading, I guess, as an update. But for the rest of it, the reasons that I haven't been reading, so I guess technically it's about reading, but more about why I'm not, is that my family had a family emergency, and I had to travel for it, and then I had to take care of stuff within the situation, and now I am back home and still dealing with some things from the situation, and my family drama has been happening as well, and trying to deal with that and all of the physical things that I had to do while I was traveling, while I was in another state, was also tough on me, because if you guys don't know, I do struggle with a lot of physical injuries from the Marine Corps. And so it can be hard to do a lot of physical labor, and it sucks because like I like moving around, I like doing things, but I just can't always do that. And then I would have so much burnout, you know, so much physical and mental exhaustion, where I'm just like, I don't want to read right now, because I know that, like I said, conversation is one of my favorite things about reading. So if I'm sitting down to read, I want to be able to read and then add on to the conversation later. And I'm not saying I'm reading just to talk to people, but that it makes it more of an enjoyable experience for me when I do read, and I am able to talk to people about it afterwards. But anyway, so if I'm not all there, and I deal with brain fog a lot. I have Hashimoto's disease as well, and so that kind of adds on to the whole mental side of things, and the hormones fluctuating, and you never know when that's going to happen. And then, you know, you have brain fog, and then you can't think straight, and trying to read during that time is very, very confusing, because you're just like, oh yes, this thing and this thing. Wait, what was I reading about? I don't know what's happening. And that's been me. And then also, I have gotten back into, for what I'm watching, I have gotten back into my my K-pop variety shows. And I just recently officially became a Stray Kids fan. And the first K-pop group I ever got into was 17. And so I do have my albums up here, which I have started to display. And I actually really like the setup. These were shelves that I built. And so I'm also very happy about that. And even though my shelves are looking crazy when it comes to books, at least the albums are looking good, I guess. I don't know. And then that was another thing that was kind of weighing on me mentally that I do want to talk to other people about. is that we really do live in the day and age of social media, and where society is like just everything is online, everything is on the news. Like there's just so much going on. And it's so easy to fall into comparison and think this person's life is so much better than mine, or this person and their physical appearance, and trying to judge yourself based on that, or other societies' cultural views of body standards and things like that can be very, very damaging to look at when you're not a part of that, and you may look different than the person that you're saying, oh, like these physical attributes that this person has, and wishing you had them or something like that. But as a Christian woman, I try to think and say, I am living the life that I'm meant to live. I'm in the place that I'm at right now for a reason. And I do have a lot of blessings in my life. I feel like I do live a blessed life. Like I have a wonderful, wonderful husband, and we have a wonderful home, and we live in a wonderful place. And I try to focus on those things. So to try to lift you guys up in whatever situation you may have, if you're struggling with the comparison, just know that when you're looking at other people's lives, you have no idea what their actual life is like on the inside. And that can be really tough. Like, say, if you are a K-pop fan, right? They're meant to look like they're living the ideal life of a person. And then when you really get into it, like, the wages that they have and the things that they deal with is very, very horrible, right? And, they're meant to look a certain way. And it's the same way with celebrities here. They're all meant and curated to look a certain way, and they have professional makeup artists, and they have probably professional trainers too. And it's just like that. I want to call it seed of comparison. Is a very, very difficult thing to deal with, because it's like, it's easy to compare, and it's hard to take a step back and just be like, you know what? Actually, life is good. Like, things are good. Everything is okay. And even if things aren't okay, which happens a lot, it is life, I think that we do have things that we can look back on and try to be thankful for. And that is something that I've been trying to do, is when I get anxious, when I get upset, I try to flip my brain around and try to think of things that I'm thankful for. That way I make it this exercise in my brain to where I'm like, yeah, this, but also this. Yes, this is happening, but oh my gosh, I'm so thankful for this. Like, I'm so thankful that I have my cats and that they're the best cats ever. I'm so thankful that I have my husband. Like, yes, the situation of the travel and things like that was stressful, but I have my husband. Oh, do I sometimes wish that I was a cool dancer and singer and things like that? Yes, sure, probably. But it's more of an intrusive thought than anything, where I'm like, you know what? My life is like so calm and good, and I like that. And like, I have way too much anxiety for something like that. And it's like, sometimes I think that if we look at all the things that we do enjoy in life, like all of our hobbies and stuff, we wouldn't actually be able to enjoy those things if we were living a very busy life full of stardom or something like that. And yeah, I don't know. That stuff has been on my mind lately, and I don't know if anyone needed to hear it, but we're all living the life that we're meant to live. But definitely look at what are the things that you're grateful for in your life, and whatever this thing is about you that you want to change. Do you really need to change it? Or is it something that you feel like someone else wants you to change? Or is it something you want to change? It's just all these things eventually. I don't know what's with me being super introspective today, but that's just the vibes today. But yeah, let me know what's going on in your life. Let me know how you're doing. Let me know how you're feeling. Let me know what you're reading. Let me know what you're watching. Let me know if you like K-pop too. And yeah, let me know any of the thoughts and feelings you have on, anything I had to say. Be nice, please. But any of the books that I'm reading, are you looking forward to Empire of Silence, me getting into Christopher Rocchio? Are you looking forward to Mercy Tears of the Fallen by Chance Still? And you definitely should be. Are you looking forward to me eventually finishing The Faithful and Fallen by John Gwynne, which will, like I said, happen eventually? What are you guys looking forward to? What are you guys doing? Let me know. and God bless.